Welcome. This is what I call a lantern path lesson. And if you see a lantern path lesson, that means it's going to be extra special. I've been very excited to share this with you. We are in D major today, and we're going to use all 7 of the chords in the D major scale. Look at the Heartcraft guitar cheat sheet. You see 1 through 7. Now look across horizontally at the D major scale. I'm going to put them together. I'm going to play the D major chord scale, just in open chords. And you could listen for the scale to rise, okay, with the open chords. It's D, D major, E minor, then F sharp minor is a half bar chord, to G, to A, to B minor, to F sharp diminished, which is an easy chord to play. Focus on the bottom 3 strings. It's right here on the 2nd fret. To D, back to D. Do you hear the way it pushes, the diminished pushes into D? It's crying for the D to resolve. Listen. Now, with 2 shapes, only 2 shapes, well, plus 1, which is a slight alteration, you've got 8 colors. Listen to the D major chord scale going up the neck. And we're going to be using the positions for at least 7 of them for the D chord, but just in another spot up the neck. Or the D minor chord. D or D minor. Listen to it go up the neck. I'm going to call out what it is. Same as before with the open chords. It's D in the D chord position, but I make the D minor chord position here on the 3rd fret. That's E minor. I keep it in the D minor chord position and move up to the 5th fret. Okay. That's F sharp minor. And now with the D chord formation here, on the 7th fret, that's G. I move up here to the 9th fret, that's A. And then I go back to the D minor chord position on the 10th fret, that's B minor. Now, if I go to the 12th fret like this, it's like it here. Make a D chord on the 12th fret, but slide this finger up 1. Okay, the middle finger up here to the 14th fret. Now I'm going to bring it backwards. Isn't that beautiful? So, with the exception of that diminished chord, you're again only using D in the D minor chord position. You can do that, right? Practice the D, switch between D and D minor. D, D minor. So, it's D, E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, B minor, there's the diminished, and back to D. Here's D, the 12th fret starts everything over, right? So the notes I play open are on the 12th fret. There's E, there's B, etc. all the way up. So play D here, play D here. Little mouse on a banjo, but still, there it is. And you want to have this set in your mind, okay? Hey, you in tune? You got your guitar? I want you to play something along with me, okay? I just want to focus on 3 of the chords right here. D, and keep the D formation here on the 7th fret. That's G, A, back to G, back to D. There's an old Yes song called All Good People. Wonderful song. Steve Howe is what an amazing guitarist he is. Well, there's a part of the song there in All Good People that breaks down to this beautiful riff using this. Going from D, G, A, back to G, back to D. Listen to it. With me. It sounds great. It's fun to play. It'll also help your memory. Okay, here's the D. This is here, and this is here. There we go. And getting that sound. Going from D to here, to here, to here. Now that's a little high for my voice. To get the same flavor, the same color and light, I would capo this up. And I have done it in other songs, and I'll show you. But I want to show you a couple of my favorite little elements, or just working with these chords here. And you can go to the D up here if you want. I'm going to skip the diminished here. Now look here on the 10th fret when you make the D minor chord position, that's B minor, okay? Now I want you to think about the F chord. Here's the F chord, okay? It's a half bar. It's okay if you can't play the F. By the way, if you play the F chord formation as you go further up the neck, as the frets get a little smaller, it is easier to play. So there's a special voicing of D that I really like. It's right here. It's like this. Hear it? And you play the bottom four. One of my favorite ones to resolve to instead of going to the super high one, the mouse and the banjo-y one, okay? I like going to this kind of an open D position. Okay, but in your mind, remember, if you can remember the F chord on the 10th fret, if you can remember F, if you remember it's on the 10th fret, simply lift your fingers up, and there it is. Just kind of a memory placement trick. Now, here's a couple of my favorite elements that I use, and I'll show you why this is important and what you can do with it. Remember, the bottom three chords are the target area. And of course, you play the D when you're playing the D here or the D here. Here, we're starting actually. I always start in D. I've done this with many songs. You can too, and weave it into different songs, okay? So D, that's the key I'm in. But I go here to the F sharp minor in this position. It's D minor position, but it's F sharp minor. Listen. And I put my pinky down on the 3rd fret. That's a suspended 4th. I could also lift the finger and leave the bottom E string open and put it back down. It's a nice little bloom, so common in so many songs. Okay, so that's descending down. And also, I like to, if I put my pinky on the 5th fret and give it a little, sometimes you can hammer to just hold it for a second. And here's another little element I like to use with this version of the D major chord scale. Reach my finger out here. Another one I like, which I'm going to show you an example of as well. So it simply goes like this. You're playing, and then here we go. Pause. that open D voicing that I mentioned. That's that open D voicing. Remember, make the F chord on the 10th fret. Just lift those fingers and there it is. For your memory reference. Look for this video. This is a mellow version of Norwegian Wood. A beautiful song, but I have used this D major lantern path and what I'm showing you to weave it into that song. And it is beautiful. It has a beautiful sound. So let me just play a little bit of that, a couple clips from that, so you can see the runs in action and flow. Okay, flow is the key word. This is not some stiff scale drill, right? Is this all you're going to play? It's as pretty as it is. Will that be all you play? No. This is a river of usable sound, but they need to be blended. Now I'm going to hit you with a watercolor painting analogy, okay? There's a company called Daniel Smith, and they make tons of different colors, and they're high quality watercolor paints. Well, here's a special artist here. Her name is Jean Haynes. I used to follow her channel. She's an amazing artist. And I'm going to put up little thumbnails of some of her work, okay? Do you see her style? Isn't it beautiful? Well, she's so good and popular that she made a deal with Daniel Smith. Here's her own special custom color pack of their colors that they like, but these are the ones that she really likes, right? But is this all she uses? No. She also blends them with other colors. So what we're going to do with our little special Craft Guitar D major lantern path lesson pack of paints, metaphorically, we're going to blend them with other colors or other chords or other versions of the same chords in the D major chord scale. Using just the D chord, like we did before for that song from Yes, All Good People. By the way, the first line is take a straight and stronger course through the corners of your life. That's about a chessboard. I always thought that was pretty cool. That song is very old. But let's play it again. And I'm going to show you what I mean about blending, but blending with the same chords in other positions. Listen to the variance in sound. So the progression is D, G, A, G, back to D. And I did it with the open chords. And I did it with a different voicing of the chord. Okay, here's the F chord. But the modified way, and this has been in other videos, it's actually F major 7th where the bottom is open. We slide it up 2 frets. You can even keep the F major 7th chord position and leave the bottom open in this case, because it does sound good. And maybe a little hammer here. You put your pinky down here on the 5th fret of the G string. Move it up 2. Here's A. Still, and that rings up very nicely here. It's the F major chord position. So this is doable for you. If I can't play F, well, you can play this. Okay? Here, and also a little hammer here. Listen to it. that little hammer there, take a look at the E minor chord. Here's the E minor chord. See it in your mind? Okay. And I'm pointing that out because I want those two notes you're pressing down here for E minor, I want you to hammer on them like this. Just practice it, not in a certain way. Don't overthink it. Feel it. Ready? Go to the G2 and open the G note here on the 3rd fret. Go ahead and pop down one and hear how it sounds. But a lot of songs that are in D and rock songs and everything that you know and love, there's this little hammer in this area here where the E minor chord is. Let's listen to that with just a little bit of hammer action in that area. Doable. You can do it. It gives it a nice little variety and variation. Oh, we're not done here, but are you with me so far? More or less? Yes, you're going to, I don't know where you're at. If you're a beginner, practice the D chord and the D minor chord. If you're comfortable with that, you're going to be practicing going up the neck like we have been with this beautiful lantern path way here. Practice that, right? That's totally doable, okay? Let me tell you what's going to happen. If you do take the effort and learn this, and the other chord voicings I'm about to share with you as well, and some other tips, and you practice on it. And I always say, hey, come in tune with intent and give it 10 solid minutes a day. Do that with this lesson. Do it a couple days in a row. Do something else, come back to it. But get it instilled in your mind. Because here's what's going to happen. I promise. And if I'm wrong, you prove me wrong and let me know. You're gonna get good at this, and you're gonna play, and it's gonna sound beautiful. And then people around you, maybe family or friends that have heard you play or whatever, you're picking on this. You practice a little bit. They're gonna give you the glad side eye. They're gonna be like, "Hey, that sounds good. Hey, that sounds great." Yeah, prove me wrong. And here's why the blend thing is so important. You're blending the D major lantern path, going up the neck so pretty, with focusing the target areas, the bottom 3 strings. These are the D major triads just going straight up. But you can do beautiful things with it. I've used this in so many songs. I just have. It always goes over well. You're blending them, not replacing them. So we've already used some of the voicings. Here's D, right? And then here's G. And we did this voicing here in G, the D chord format, and A here. There's more. Let me just show you a nice version of D. So here's D major's regular D chord. Put your pinky down on the 3rd fret, let it up. That's a suspended 4th, okay? You're putting your pinky down on the G note. You can see that on the cheat sheet down there, and the fretboard that just shows the natural notes. There it is. Now make a C chord. Now slide it up to, guess what? That's the D chord, D major chord, right? If you put your pinky down here on the D string, you also hit the G note. It's just up here. So that's that little hammer sound here. Hear the variance? Here it is here. So if I'm playing the little major scale from that Yes song, or just the 1-4-5, okay, it's like. Sounds great. So what I want you to think about is this, is the E chord, okay? E chord. There it is, E major. I want you to play the same chord, but put your pointer finger back, hold that out, and play the E chord with these 3 fingers. Okay, and if you were to make bar chords, full bar chords, you would go up. Here's F, here's G, here's A. Okay, and maybe that scares you. But it's okay, because I don't play full bar chords all the time for a reason. And here's the reason. Here's some alternate voicings. And there are alternate voices for the minor chords in this D major scale. But I want to focus on the 1, 4, and 5, the D, the G, and the A. We've already covered some of them, right? Here's G. And in the D chord formation here, here's G, here's A, here's A. So you've already got that. Now, back to the bar chord here. If this is E, okay, and the F chord is half of that bar. There's F, but don't worry about F. But do slide it up to the 3rd fret. That's G. You're playing the F chord formation, but it's a G. Now, to make it easier, play the bottom string open, the high E string. Here's G. It's a pretty voicing. And if you put your pinky down here, hear a little bit of suspension. Now, if you slide that same formation here to the 5th fret, there's A. And it really sounds pretty playing the bottom string open here. By the way, this applies to any song in this key that you want to play. No matter what song, it gives a little variation, okay? This is where I'm afraid you may feel overwhelmed, but I don't want you to feel that way. Remember the E chord with these 3 fingers, right? If you were to make a bar chord, then here's the F and G. That's a full bar chord. But forget about the full bar chord. Lift this part up, so now you don't have to press hard at all. But that's the position you're in. When you look at it on the chord chart, you're like, wait, and you're going to have to like, oh wait, I got to, what, this? And no, if you can get it in your mind for a mental reference, it will truly, truly help you. The top end of this bar chord is beautiful. Listen, so here's, I'm going to play, again, this is E. But when I play the half bar, just the top 4 strings, that's G. Slide it up 2, that's A. And A especially, you can play the bottom 2 strings open and they're just beautiful. Listen. So you can play G here. You can play G here. You can play G in that little half bar here. That little suspension helps. This works in any song you're playing that use these chords, okay? It just gives it a certain feel and vibrancy. Okay, and slide it up too. Here's A. And the top part, again, it's so important to keep you from feeling overwhelmed. When you look at the chord chart, you're like, oh, I got to remember this, and I know how it is. I went through the same thing. If you just remember this is E, and move it up here to the 3rd fret, and you're only playing the top, again, the top 4 strings. There's your G, and here's your A. Those are different voicings. And we've already covered some different voices for D. Here's D. Here's the same thing, repeating over here, way up high. And I used the F chord, again, a half bar as a mental reference for you earlier in this video. On the 10th fret, if you make the F chord, well, there's another way to play D right there, but it's so pretty when you lift it up because you're playing a couple high strings and you're playing the bottom string open and you're playing the D string open. So it's just beautiful. And we've covered this one. The C chord formation on the 3rd fret. Those are different ways to play D. There's one more D voicing, which is a little off, okay? And that's here. But I hammer down here on the B string, or hammer or hold. And one of my favorite things to do with the different voicings for D, and I've used it in many different songs, and playing other songs that aren't even in the key of D, but it did have the D major chord. And it's, here it is. D, here. It's very lovely. Let's see, a song I play is an old Neil Young song called Cortez the Killer. And I'm going to just play a bit of that. It's an E, and it's just the same chords over and over. It's E minor 7, D, and then it's like an A minor, open A minor 7. Here's the rhythm. It's a nice flowy song. Hear it? Well, the D, I played it in 3 positions in time though. So there's a case study there where it could be used, and that song is in E minor 7. So there are a few examples of how you could blend this beautiful palette of sound and color in the D major scale, and I want you to practice it. And I've given you the elements to use, but I want you to create your own things, because it doesn't matter if you play it exactly like I play it. I'm not giving you guitar tabs. I want you to get these mental references in your mind. I want you to practice this with your voice, with your talent. If you give a painter the same paints, they're going to paint it a little different in their style. Here's another little element I want to share with you, and it shows you it's okay to go outside of the box. It's okay to not be stuck exactly in the D major scale in this case. So the C sharp diminished, it's a C sharp. I'm going to play, but I'm going to use the pretty C. I'm going to use a regular C chord formation in this. Listen to how it sounds. It breaks away, it adds a different element, and that's okay. It's okay that the C sharp diminished and a regular C formation, or the C ninth, is in there. It sounds good, doesn't it? Variance is really good and things like this. Just don't think you're stuck completely. Even with all the alternate voicings and you're in the D major chord scale, you can break away from it, it's okay. These are elements for you to weave together to make your magic. Okay, I'd like to share this example with you as well. I still have the drop down tuning. Okay, that's still D. D major. Okay, here we go. It's not a full G. Here's a little bit with a kind of a hammer and hold, okay? I think it's beautiful. I've used that same little progression. It may be a different tempo, maybe a different picking pattern. Not that it really matters that much, as long as you're in time. I've used that for different songs. As a matter of fact, I have an upcoming video here. Take a look here for this thumbnail. That's going to be coming up. Okay, now, since D major is not my best key to sing in, I have to capo it up. I'm going to play the same thing, but I'm going to put the capo on the 3rd fret. So the capo is on the 3rd fret. So the D, same exact chord formations, exactly what I played, just capoed up. So now instead of D, it's technically an F. And I had to drop down, so listen to it. It's very pretty. Now, How would you like to hear it with two guitars? I like playing in magical spots. This is in a library. In the walkthrough there's a circular ceiling and the acoustics are amazing. And I'm playing this, capoed up exactly like I just did, with a friend of mine who's an incredible guitarist. His name is Lane Tacker. Listen to how beautiful this is. So my fellow creative, take these tools, take these elements, work with them. It's worth it. It will pay off for you. And you'll get positive feedback from people, which is great. But what I want you to experience more than that is that deep satisfaction of playing something beautiful and it sounds so good. You could get many 10-minute wins off of this. So as always, come in tune, come with intent. Give it at least 10 solid minutes a day. This is a special one. Use it well and enjoy. I'll see you again.